first meeting was at the Harrington Estate in Wellesley, a 6,000-square-foot colonial that Patricia insisted on calling modest, despite its location in one of Boston's wealthiest suburbs. James had dressed nicely but casually, khakis and a button-down shirt, his usual style. He'd arrived in his Subaru, parking next to Trevor's BMW M4 and Brad's Mercedes AMG. That's when the judgment began. "You drove that here?" Trevor had asked, looking at the Subaru with barely concealed disdain. "I thought Emily said you were an architect." "I am," James had replied calmly. "Architects make decent money. You should upgrade your ride. Man, first impressions matter." Patricia had been even less subtle during dinner. "So, James, Emily tells us you work at some small firm in Cambridge. Why not apply to one of the big firms downtown? Surely that will be more lucrative." "I enjoy the work I'm doing," James had said. "Small firms give you more creative freedom and direct client relationships. But the money must be quite limited." Patricia had continued. "How do you manage in this economy with such a modest income?" "I manage fine, Mrs. Harrington. I live within my means." "Within your means," she repeated, as if the phrase itself was distasteful. "Well, that's certainly practical." Richard Harrington had been the most direct. "Son, what's your 5-year plan? Where do you see yourself financially? Because my daughter is accustomed to a certain lifestyle. I see myself continuing to do work I'm passionate about while building a good life with Emily," James had answered honestly. The look that had passed between Patricia and Richard spoke volumes. This man wasn't ambitious enough for their daughter. This man wasn't wealthy enough for their standards. This man was, in their estimation, beneath the Harrington family.